Hey guys, in my previous two videos, I showed you how to do a glitch where you could increase the amount of damage that you do by millions and also billions. This is great for mowing down bosses, getting through the Maliwan Takedown on Mayhem Mode 4, and then just absolutely obliterating Wotan. The build is kind of tricky with this, and it works best with MOWs, because if you get down, you lose all of the damage that you accumulated, and it goes back down to normal. So you have to be really careful, and I showed you guys a build for MOWs that works really good, but the other three characters were kind of suffering. They don't do as well with this glitch. Until now, there's a new glitch that uses a different type of shield, and it stacks damage into the millions, and if you get downed or bleed out completely and respawn, you get to keep all the damage that you built up. So in this video, I'm going to show you guys that glitch and the new shield, and then show you a really nice FLAK build. Right here, I'm on Mayhem Mode 4. I just went through the Maliwan Takedown, wrecked everybody, and then took out Wotan in less than 30 seconds. So the glitch I showed in my previous two videos used the face puncher and the brawler ward, and you basically wanted to die over and over again. So you would jump off a cliff, respawn, and every time you did that, you would start stacking 300% more melee damage. I was able to get the damage up to like 731 million, and then eventually got it into the billions. It's a great glitch, but again, if you go down, you lose everything you've done. So you've got to have a character and a build that has some incredible health and can regenerate really fast and not ever get downed. And that's why this build was focused around MOWs, because you can set her up to have insane amount of health regen, and she'll never go down, and you will never lose this damage that you've built. Also, 1 billion damage is overkill, and I wanted to see what it would take to get through Maliwan Takedown on Mayhem Mode 4, and I think I got it figured out, and I'll show you guys that later on in the video. So there's a new type of shield that you're going to need to be able to stack damage into the millions, and you're not going to need the brawler ward shield anymore. What you're looking for is specifically the Roid Rough Rider. The reason why you want this prefix is that it gives you that plus 80% melee damage while shield is depleted, and that is what is going to allow you to stack the damage to the face puncher. You're going to be manipulating that ability, and to do that, you need another Rough Rider shield. You don't need the same prefix, you just need any other Rough Rider shield. So you need the Roid Rough Rider and then any other version. There is a specific drop location for this shield, and you can farm it on Lectra City. You're going to be getting it from a rare boss spawn called Urist McEnforcer. You can see that it's marked there on the map. It's in that area of the map, but it's going to be underground. If you go to the center of the city, there's going to be a way to get underground into the tunnel area, and he's going to come out of this door right here. He's very short and squatty, and he's not going to spawn for you every time, but if you do see him, then hopefully he will be dropping these shields for you. And again, you will need 2 of these, so this one will work here. You're also obviously going to need the Roid Rough Rider. In addition to the Rough Rider shield, you need, yes, again, the face puncher, because we're going to be glitching out the melee bonus damage, and this gun is considered a melee attack whenever you shoot it. There is a specific farm location for the face puncher. It's on Skywell, and there is a boss that spawns every time. Her name is Handsome Jackie. Here's where she's located on the map. She's going to be at the lower level, and whenever I spawn in from the new U station, I just take this path right here and then go to the left and jump around. It seems to be pretty quick, but again, she spawns every time. She's not a rare boss spawn. And I got her to drop the face puncher like every 5th time, so you might have about a 20 to 25% chance of getting one. It might be different for other people, but that's what it was for me. So now on to how this glitch works. It's incredibly easy. So right here, I'm showing you, I've got the face puncher out, I'm shooting at the Handsome Jack target ward. I'm doing a little over 6,200 damage, and this is without any glitches happening yet. Now what you want to do is only have the Roid Rough Rider and then another type of Rough Rider in your inventory only. You don't want any other shields, and what you're going to do is just switch them both out back and forth over and over again. If you have multiple shields in here, then it might select some of the other shields, and you really want just these 2 so that it just goes back and forth really rapidly. Every time you switch these, it triggers that plus 80% melee damage while shield is depleted ability, and it stacks it on top of each other over and over again, and it's building damage. One really important thing to know is that you can lose this, and the way that happens is if you're in the menu here and you're switching back and forth and building your damage, and then you come out of the menu and you're like holding your gun and then go back in and do it again and take off that shield and switch it again, it's gonna reset everything. So you really have one shot at this. You need to sit here in this menu and spam that button until you feel like you've got enough damage built built up. So it's going to be really hard to say how much time it takes to get a certain amount of damage, but I did this for about 20 minutes, and then after that I checked the face puncher and I was doing 10 million to 11 million damage. And I will tell you that that is plenty of damage to go into Maliwan Takedown on Mayhem Mode 4 and wreck everybody with a one-shot and absolutely melt Wotan. So you don't need hundreds of millions or billions. 10 million will suffice. Which is awesome news because you can very quickly build and stack your damage and then run into these bosses and farm them and then restart and do it again. When you restart the game, you gotta do it over again because the damage does reset when you restart the game. So you could spend 10 to 20 minutes racking up your stacks of damage and then go in and kill all the bosses. You can just wipe out Grave Ward, Troy, and the Rampager or whoever you want and then restart your game, or go into Maliwan Takedown and play forever. Restart over and over again and farm all those guys and Wotan unlimited without ever restarting. So yes, you will keep this damage if you get downed, have to have a second wind, or completely bleed out and respawn. But if you want to get through the Maliwan Takedown and you want to use FLAK, I'm going to show you the build I use where I was able to just walk right through and not really have a problem. Before I show you guys all that, I do need to give a massive shout out to Pardaman. He messaged me about this. He made an awesome YouTube video about this. He figured it out, and so again, thank you to him. I'll have his YouTube channel linked down in the description. So for the FLAK build to get through Maliwan Takedown on Mayhem Mode 4, this actually will work for all the characters, Zane and Amara. Mose has already got her own build, but you could use this for her as well. So this is a universal build. So you're already doing a ton of damage and you're not going to ever lose it if you get downed and bleed out. But in Maliwan Takedown, if you bleed out, then you got to restart. So we want to prevent that, and we want to build health and build it up as fast as we can and regenerate it as fast as we can. And there's an artifact that's going to be very helpful, again, for all characters. It's the Knife Drain artifact. You can find all kinds of different versions of this. Just make sure it says Knife Drain. What this does is it will melee lifesteal plus 75%, and when you're shooting the face puncher, it counts as a melee. So every time you kill an enemy, you're getting plus 75% health. And if you are one-shotting everybody, because you will be, then you're not going to have a problem. You're going to be constantly regenerating health. Also, I found an awesome one, Victory Rush, and this gives you plus 1666 max health, and then down at the bottom it says that all melee attacks return a portion of the damage dealt as health. So that's even better. That's going to regen your health really rapidly. Now, depending on what character you're using, you're going to want a class mod that's going to support you. I'm using one of the bounty hunters for FLAK. This one is giving me plus 1487 max health and then a little bit of weapon critical damage and weapon accuracy. But this isn't super important to have anything specific here, just anything that you like. I was looking for one that was giving me more health, so that's why I chose this one. Now for the build, I focused on health regeneration. I have it where my pet will revive me, which is not necessary, but I had it there just in case. I am using the fade away. I used that one time and I found it to be pretty useful. I'll show you guys when I triggered it and how it helped me. But if you choose all of these or whatever you want, as long as it's helping your health and regeneration, then you should be fine. I didn't put anything in the red tree. Everything went to green and blue. There's a little bit of focus on the pet, but he was kind of useless and he got killed a lot because you're on Mayhem Mode 4 and I didn't really need him. I was going in and just running everybody over and he was left behind. So right here I'm all geared up. I got everything that I need and I'm in Mayhem Mode 4. I'm on Maliwan Takedown, and just notice the health bar. It will get pretty low, but as soon as I shoot an enemy, it is almost instantly refilled. And again, if you do find yourself getting downed, you will be able to one-shot, kill enemies, and get a second wind, and you will keep all the damage that you've built up, so don't worry. So the first tough area that you're going to encounter in the Maliwan Takedown is going to be the Kraken. When this door opens here, you have to be really careful, and this is where I used Fade Away. I was able to kill that orb right there. You can see it regenerated my health, and then immediately take out the Kraken like it was nothing. But the Fade Away helped to keep a lot of the bullets off of me while I dealt with the enemies, and again, this could be a tricky area, and I just found that that was really useful for me. I was able to go in here and just mow everybody down, and my health did get pretty low, and it got pretty scary, but I was able to kill enough enemies to keep my health up and to keep me going. So the Kraken is a tricky area. The Valkyrie squad, not really a big deal, but you know, it can be a little bit hectic. You are basically just shooting so fast, everything around you to keep your health up. It's actually a lot of fun. But yeah, you can cruise through this area as well with not a lot of problems. I found the Kraken area the most challenging, but with fadeaway, I was able to figure it out. And these guys weren't too bad either. And the rest of the way is pretty easy. And Wotan was actually the easiest out of all the enemies. I had been coming in here and fighting him when I was doing 150 million damage and then also a billion damage. And it took about anywhere from 30 to 50 seconds to kill him. So I wasn't really sure how only doing 10 million damage would affect him. And it doesn't really seem to make a difference. I was able to knock out his shield and take him down while only doing 10 million damage. Well, only, I mean, it's still a lot, but the animations is basically what you're waiting to get through. His immunity animation, his shield animation. But if you can get clear shots on him, yeah, he'll be gone in 30 seconds. So yeah, if you're doing 10 million damage, Mayhem Mode 4 with this build, you'll be able to take him out in 30 seconds. Right here, you see my health got really low, but I shot that dude, went right back up, and then continued to obliterate Wotan. And it doesn't look like you can kill him faster than 30 seconds because, again, I came in here doing a billion damage and it was the same amount of time. And also, the mode that you're on doesn't seem to make a difference. I was on regular mode, it was 30 seconds. Mayhem Mode 4, like I am right here, 30 seconds. But hopefully this will help you guys out, and we'll see you next video.